How does it feel getting all this attention now, 1 year, almost 1 year after the album was released?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, if you think of it, all right, why am I getting this attention? Because of the fact that the record's doing well. And in that sense, it's a positive way because we, now have a lot more freedom to do what we want to do musically and artistically on the next record. As far as the attention that's brought in your direction when you're just doing your normal thing, like, eating breakfast at a restaurant or whatever. Sometimes I think people have this perception, and a lot of times, because of the way that the media and the record industry build people up to this status, that people that write songs and get them played on the radio or on TV are some different breed of human being, and that they're not the same as everybody else, which is a bunch of bullshit, because I'm no different than, anybody else, no different from you or those other people that are drinking over there in the bar, The only thing that separates me from people that are out there that come to see us play is, 2 to 4 feet between that barrier. So sometimes that can be strange, I feel like telling people, don't, build people up to be idols. Appreciate music if it's something that you enjoy, but it's funny, it's like suddenly
people perceive it.
Yeah, and you're perceived as like someone. People want to hear what you say. It's like, yeah, man, you know what then? I'll just say F you. What happens if I just say F you? Then people are gonna say, wow, he just said F you. Why did he say F you? Would you have cared if I said F you? A year ago? No.
People seem to like to keep it simple.
Have you ever heard any articles or any interviews with William Burroughs? He speaks of like that stream of consciousness thing. When I started like learning about Burroughs like a little bit and kind of reading some things that were about him and the things that he said, I related to that a lot. Just the idea that it's kind of like when you're sitting by yourself in the morning when you wake up and you're having a cup of coffee and you're looking out the window. There's all these thoughts that are going through your head, and you understand what these thoughts are, but you don't have to write them down on a piece of paper to figure it out, But if you just write them down, that fresh, that raw, that feeling, that down into words, and read it back to yourself, or read it a day later, you get that feeling, but it's not like writing a diagram, So I guess that's kind of how I approach writing songs. I mean, it might come across a bit arbitrary at times, but I guess if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Do you care whether or not people understand your lyrics? Or is it something totally personal?
It's personal to me in a sense that a lot of times it's like exercising demons. It helps me figure out myself. A lot of times, other people who read my lyrics have, brought to light to myself something that I wrote down that I hadn't noticed subconsciously that I was, it was coming into play throughout the piece, which is always interesting, The subconscious plays, a very strong part in what people do, not just in writing songs, but in everything, and whether you're a painter or whatever, and sometimes those things come out without you actually realizing until somebody else notices it.
The 90s is political in the same way as in the late 60s. Do you feel part of this?
I feel part of a community. I wouldn't say it's just a musical community. I say the musical community is a reaction. Every action causes a reaction. Is a reaction to the overall global community of young people that are more or less being forced to take charge of the world, and make things different. And that's just not on a little anally retentive political basis. That's just on an overall basis, an overall understanding. I think that the music that people are listening to, they're attracted to, is basically it's a reaction. I mean, it's been there, but the reason why it's coming to to prowess and becoming bigger and bigger is because of it's a reaction to the youth. I mean, it's not the rich upper middle class you know, middle-aged people that are buying these records.
How do you feel about drugs?
That all depends on the mood I'm in. I mean, I don't have no problem experimenting with anything. I think, you know, too much of anything is probably not too good, you know. I probably drink too much, but if it gets in the way of what I have to do, then it's a problem. If it doesn't, if I'm able to keep it separate, then whatever. I mean, let people do what they want to do, you know. People shouldn't tell people they can't do this, they can't, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else.
In the U.S. right now, there are a lot of concerts in support of legalization of marijuana. What do you feel about this?
Oh, I think it should be legalized. Why not? You could tax it then. You know, the government could make more money. Federal deficit would probably shrink to nil, you know. So many products that can be made from the hemp plant. I think it should be legalized. But you know what? You know who controls the drug war and the drug trade is CIA and a lot of people who have money who have a vested interest in seeing that marijuana doesn't become legalized, because it's going to pull more money from people's pockets who are making money off of things that, you know, could be supplemented by marijuana and hemp. And also it keeps those drug dealers, you know, in power, and the drug dealers they have to pay out the CIA, and the CIA needs that drug money to you know, fulfill their expenditures throughout the year.
On the album, you thanked Jesus and God. Did you have a religious upbringing?
I had a religious upbringing. For one thing, that's a collection of all of our thanks. And I believe in God, although I don't believe in any set form of religion. You know, I believe that there's a God. The God I believe in, I think, is the same God that, you know, the Jews believe in, that the Hindus believe in, that the Muslims believe in, that the Buddhists believe in. I don't believe in just the God of white people, you know. I don't believe it, which is, you know, what a lot of, like, you know, the religions that stem from Europe seem to basically set, you know, that little space for that kind of thing. It's just, but yeah, we gave thanks to things that were influential and to people that, you know, supported us. And I would have to say that I thank God every night that I'm healthy and I'm able to, you know, write songs, and still able to get an erection and my girlfriend.